Do not take no for an answer. Once you have made up your mind, once you have made up your heart, once you know truly what you want, and you have a vague sense of what your X is within IMX, your soul signature, that essence, that frequency that you want to bring into manifestation, that which you want to realize and embody and crystallize. Once you have that firmly in your gaze, or at least have gotten a whiff at it, at least gotten a taste of it, so you know how to recognize it and you know it is inside of you, you know you have access to it. It just requires your desire, your intention to stay true to it, and the faith, backed up by the faith, that this is possible for you. And once you got that firmly in your crosshairs, once you know for sure, like this is what I want to bring into manifestation. This is who I am on an expression level. This is what I want to manifest. And that doesn't mean any specific details. It's just that energy, that soul frequency that you want to manifest because it feels the best. It feels the truest. It feels good. Like holistically, in integrity. Well, just the words cannot truly touch it, but you just know it. When you are it, you just know it. When you touch base with who you truly are, even if it's not completely the full package deal yet, even if you get a sense of it, and we've all had these moments throughout our lives. Those short moments of enlightenment where you're like, yeah, this is me. This is when I feel free. This is when I feel unconditional. Just feeling true in the most natural way possible. And so, returning to my point that I made yesterday in the video, that our mind is very scattered, our focus in general. It all becomes about getting clear in your crosshair, in your focus. That essence that you want to bring into manifestation. And I want you to tune in right now into what that actually is. Like, what do you want to bring into manifestation? And don't give me any specifics like this relationship or this house or this thing. All great. They might be already encapsulated in that X, in that essence. But if you truly are honest with yourself, is not that which you want to bring into creation, that quality, that frequency, which we label your X, which is just your truest feeling. And your truest feeling, if you stay true to that, then you're in a sense forcing the universe. And it's not really forcing, because the only thing that the universe, your experience, can do is reflect to you. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it reflects to you who you are. So the only way to change the reflection that you're currently getting is by redefining who you are, by constituting yourself as something different. And how do you constitute yourself as something different? By paying attention, by bringing your awareness, by staying true to something different, something pure, something sincere inside of you. And then time and time again, coming back to this, and this might seem boring and tedious, but it's well worth the seeming effort. Because the alternative is you just keep on living your life as it currently is, or making small incremental changes. But if nothing truly changes on the inside, nothing will change on the outside. And if you truly want to live the most exciting, truest life possible, and I'm sure that you know or feel or at least have some sense of this potential inside of you, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So let's just slow it down, so to make sure you're actually in tune with this. And this is not like just a fake concept or like a seeming motivational speech. It's actually a remembrance, a calling home back to your original intention that brought you here. Back to playing your inner instrument, your soul's frequency, and learning how to become more susceptible to that, so that you can isolate and recognize that flavor, And then in the midst of all of these distractions and flashing lights on your phone and in this world that are calling for your intention, you are loyal, you are faithful, you stay true to your inner light, your inner love. And then from that place of staying true to that, the universe has no choice but to reflect this feeling true, this feeling good state back to you. And you're not gonna get a better manifestation, even if your mind comes up, yeah, the best manifestation would be if I get $50 million, if I get my dream partner, my dream house. Still, none of that would compare to how good it would actually feel to take that truest feeling and to get a reflection of that. And you don't know exactly what that reflection is going to be. Maybe you have a few intuitive hits about it. But that is the beauty. It's just the best possible feeling that you can muster, the most in integrity thing, the most you thing, you could say, in creation, when you embody that, when you constitute yourself as that. When you carve yourself out of the unconscious stone of all the things that you have absorbed as a kid and you really didn't choose consciously, and you're carving yourself out of this until all that is left is your IMX embodiment. And that is the best feeling that you can have. And then that will reflect a reality to you that could be better than anything your mind could ever come up with. And this is why you won't take no for an answer. Because you are the creator. You have the choice. And I know, my friend, the distractions are strong. It feels like we're being dragged down whenever we try to aspire or reach for something greater or for a truer version of ourselves. Our old programming comes up and we're almost drowned and we're like, oh, why me? Never mind. I don't want to be IMX. I don't want to stay true. Let me just go here and just distract myself and not feel unworthy and all of these things. But these are the moments, these are so ripe in potential for you to make a difference, not only for yourself, but also for everyone around you, to break through those unconscious patterns and to once again revamp that power, that fire inside of you. Like, hey, I am the creator, I get to choose. I am the master of my attention, the master of my awareness, and I can always choose, no matter what appears, what arises, where I'm gonna rest my attention. And I want you to rejoice in this fact. This is a sovereignty that no one can take away from you. Do you truly get that? That in that sense, you're always already free. You always have the power to decide where you want to focus. So you might not be in control of what happens to you and all the circumstances and the catalyst, but you do always have the option to choose where you want to come from, where you want to focus on. And in that sense, you can always determine your attitude. You can always decide what you want to manifest next, what you want to choose next, what your next step is going to be. And the more you can feel this freedom, the more you can playfully take that on as a joyful ability to respond, as a responsibility that you can light up everything around you. You don't have to be an unconscious victim to life. You can be a creator. And it's again like training a muscle, because you have forgotten and your attention has become sloppy. But every return to your own IMX, to the recognition of existence as it is, prior to any perceptions or labels, you already are. And you can always pay attention to this. You can always return to heaven, to your true self. But even within form, within shape, there is this essence, there is this X, there is this heart, there is this soul, there is this thing that makes sense. Even if you don't understand how it makes sense, there's something about your life that makes sense, that clicks. An intuitive knowing that there is something that you're here for. You might have no clue what that is, but everyone has a feeling of their destiny. And this is what we want to bring into the foreground so it becomes clear and we can time and time again discipline our awareness to pay attention and to actually create what we want, not complain about what we don't want. and accepting and embracing all that we don't want so that we're not in resistance to it. But we're still consciously deciding our course of action, our attitude. Nothing in this world can take this away from you. Nothing. Your ability to choose, to focus. Use this power wisely. Wield it like a king or like a queen, placing it only on what is of service to the whole, to everything around you. Because guess what? You're everything around you. You truly are. You cannot find separation if you investigate with your direct experience. You cannot find a border. Here I begin and here you end. Everything is connected in this field. So rejoice also in that knowing of unity, of inseparability from your own source, from existence. You are inseparable from existence. You cannot exist outside of existence. Even by the words, that would be impossible. Non-existence doesn't exist. So you're undeniably I am. You are. And you have the power from this free will, from, you could say, God or source. You have been given free will as an individual agent of the One to create however you see fit. And now here you are, chosen to play this game here on earth with a certain intention, maybe not yet fully awake to why you came here. But something brought you to this video, something called you to pay attention and to listen what actually resonates. And even if you don't know exactly what it is, like I said, everyone has a feeling of their destiny. And I want you to call upon that right now. Not as a concept, but something that lives inside of your bones, inside of your being, that has always been there. At the back of your mind, that you know that is your purpose. And every time you distract yourself, you have that subtle feeling of procrastination. Like, fuck, I'm not living true. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's the guiding mechanism, guiding you back to pay attention, lovingly. And sometimes lovingly slapping you in the face through different catalysts in your life. Like, hey, wake up. Wake up, Neo. You're in the Matrix. You have never used these IMX muscles. Train them again. Become precise. Become sincere. Choose. Choose your reality. And don't take no for an answer. Your choice is king, my friend, so use this choice wisely. And take it lightly, because I know this can all seem heavy and daunting and but deep down inside of your heart, you already know the way, at least the next step. We always already know what the next step is, so I'm just going to be silent for a moment, and I'm just going to allow it to dawn upon you what your next step is. And that is basically all that you ever need to know, is it not? And you know right now what your next step is. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Keep it light. If there's any fears or uncomfortability arising in your next step, accept that as fine. Don't resist it, but still take the next step. Because your conscience is going to haunt you. You're going to be feeling like you're procrastinating until you take that step. Until you accept your own calling, your own duty, your own honor. So take on this path joyfully, even if you have no idea where it's going to lead. It's like going on the hero's journey. You're comfortable at home, and then you have to be courageous. You have to go out on this hero's journey, and there's going to be all kinds of trials, and you don't know what's going to come left and right, threshold guardians, challenges. But it's better than staying at home. It's courage over comfort. even a little bit. Be courageous. Go on that path. Take that step into the dark woods, into what you don't know what's going to be. You just know, take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. And the more that you do this, the more you become versed in your own way of being, in your own style, in your own swag, in your own way of that you truly want to move, instead of being this robot, regurgitating certain patterns, not being able to break out of it, being like an NPC in a game, a non-playable character that only has a set limit of ways it can move. And most humans, including myself in the past and still in some beliefs, I too operate within a framework that can't go out. It's like a echo chamber. But every time I remember that that is not truly me and that I have free choice, I loosen those links and I become more powerful. And the more committed you become to your own truth, to your own light, all of that will fall away. And all of that energy that was stored in loops is going to become available to you again. It's like frozen ice. And in this ice was stored your free will and all your programs, but it starts to melt. And now you have way more free will, you have way more presence, you have made way more ability to actually charter the course that your soul wants to charter. So, to hit the nail on the head, you're a hero in a dream. You get to decide right now if you want to consciously go on this journey, on this hero's journey, or whether you wish to stay comfortable and ignore this message. Either way is fine. It's just about what really rings true to you, what is an honorable in integrity decision. And take it one step by one step. And then you will naturally learn conviction and confidence by walking the path. And your life will become brighter, more exciting. Your horizon is expanding, more becomes possible. Until you're truly the king or the queen of your own reality, the creator. And you know this is possible. So honor that calling. Be gentle, be loving, but be firm at the same time. Take it step by step by step by step, and do not take no for an answer.